Welcome guys, welcome. This is ChatTactic number 28 for 2024 and we're going to be looking at the publisher sale initially for Hooded Horse today. So that's actually just came out a couple of days ago and it continues for another week or so I think. So I think it goes for over a week, but from what I believe. So it'll still be around next week as well, I believe. I think from what I can gather, I think it I think it finishes on the 10th of October. So I think it's a 2-week sale, which is absolutely awesome. Hooded Horse, if you don't know, is one of the publishers that just really has taken particularly the strategy gaming world by absolute storm over the recent maybe 3 years. Just incredible. Hi, Original Intent. How are you going? Just the titles that they've actually gotten hold of, even existing titles that they've actually sort of come in to actually then sort of get into their stable of games is. Just astounding. Like it really is. They've just amazing the games that they've actually got. So I think we'll go through this in some detail. Hi Mike, how are you going? Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, so sorry, I'm slightly late. I only just woke up. So I woke up and looked at the clock and thought, oh, I've got 10 minutes to get up, get ready, and find something to talk about. But I knew that this Hooded Horse sale was on, and I thought, I better get up. So I've got myself out of bed, dragged myself out of bed at just before 3 a.m. for you guys. There we go. The sacrifices I make. No, I was going to actually, the toss-up was either to get up and actually do the ChatTactic, which is what I wanted to do, or I do actually have some work I'm supposed to be doing, which I was feeling a little bit guilty that I wasn't doing that. But anyway, this is my, what's it called, where you forget about the things you're supposed to be doing? Procrastination. This is me procrastinating. Yeah, welcome. So anyway, publisher sale. I think this is an important announcement, really, about what's actually going on with the actual sale for Hooded Horse. Because as I said, some amazing titles that are actually now and reasonably good sales as well. Let's start rattling through them actually. So this is this is the actual Hooded Horse publisher sale for 2024 on Steam. I was a bit worried. I did want to check and see when it actually did expire, because I'm thinking so often they actually finish the expiry is right now. And it's sort of like, as in, it's 3 a.m. for me on a Tuesday morning, which is what it is for me. So I know it's sort of Monday afternoon or evening for most of you guys. I think 9 p.m. somewhere important, like in Los Angeles or wherever Steam is located, seems to be one of the. I think it's 9 p.m. at the moment, or somewhere around there. Anyway, on the Monday, maybe actually no, it's even. I forget where it would be. Anyway, wherever it is. There's something that's sort of going on through there. Hi Adrian, how are you going? And my 2 cents as well. I hope you guys are going well. And my 2 cents is saying I was going to get Norland. Yeah, Norland. I haven't played much of it. I really want to, because that is a really excellent game. Just from the small amount that I have actually just been testing it, I really like it. I really like what it does do. We might start up a few of these games. Anyway, let's go down and just have a look at the actual list of games and just go through there. So Adrian's saying, Guten Tag to you from Germany. There we go. So from Deutschland. Welcome. Anyway, third-party event is presented by Hooded Horse. So this is the publisher of strategic and tactical games, including Manor Lords, Against the Storm, blah, 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 blah. There's heaps of them. So Against the Storm, you can see 50% off there for Against the Storm. Now, Against the Storm has just had a DLC come out for it. So and it's a game. It's one that I've actually got like from the publisher. So I do deal with Hooded Horse a fair bit actually, which they're great guys to deal with, and and I do actually have the latest of the DLCs, which I don't think it's a DLC. Look, if we actually go into this one and have a bit of a look and just see, I'm pretty sure it's. I don't think it's just an update. Maybe just an update, but I don't think it is. The Storm Keepers of the Stone. Yeah, 27th of September 2024. So this one here is the new DLC that's just come out for it. That's 10% off at this stage as well. So you got the supporters back there from a year or so back, and then Keepers of the Stone in through here now as well has come out. So I haven't tested this yet. Against the Storm, I'll talk a bit more about this one when we do come back through. So yeah, so what this one has, what this one brings, what does it bring? Where's the detail? So the struggle for the survival against the Blightstorm continues, which I'll talk about in just a minute. Against the storm, Keepers of the Stone introduce a new species, a new biome, and a selection of new buildings, orders, risks, and opportunities for any voice right up to the challenge. The frogs join the effort to push back the storm, bringing their skill with stone masonry and love of water with them. Meanwhile, a changing of the tides has unlocked new potential in the distance. The coastal groves has finally become accessible after countless cycles spent under the deluge. Although they remain isolated and hard to reach, the ancient submerged settlements of the area hold great treasures waiting to be uncovered. So what this one does actually bring is welcome the dignified frogs to your settlement and take advantage of their proficiency with stone masonry, their comfort with they take in rainwater, and their ability to increase the rate which new citizens join your settlements. So housing holds a special place amongst their desires. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. We'll just skip past that one. Explore the new coastal grave biome where settlements start along the water, far from the easy reach of royal envoys and the benefit they provide. Rely instead on the Strider port building, unique in the coastal grove biome. It allows you to launch expeditions. New rewards, yep, there we go. So 3 legendary cornerstones, okay, that's fine. Pursue 12 new orders that reflect the frogs and their capabilities, and enjoy new soundscape, including 12 new tracks. Yeah, there we go. So serve the Scorched Queen across new lands and challenges with a brand new species at your side. With these Keepers of the Stone, you may yet push back the Blightstorm and the devastation it brings with it. This is an incredibly clever game, I've got to say, against the storm. Incredibly clever. Hi, Original Tent saying if you, sorry, I already said hi there, but if you have never played X4 Foundations, 7.0 really made it a new game. It's one of those hundreds of hours games, no hand holding, and a steep learning curve, but worth it. You know, it's another game. That's another game that I've got that I haven't actually played much of, and it's one that I mean to, for the reasons that you're sort of saying. It is an amazing game. Hi, Reed, how you going? And your mail saying I've been playing with Terra Invicta, Daz. So I can't recommend it enough. It's like Dominions of all things. Yeah, it's sort of funny because it's a very hard one to record, and that's the only reason I haven't really played Terra Invicta. It's a game that again I really love the idea of, but although having said that, I don't like the political initial part of the game, and I know that you can actually now skip past that a little bit, but yeah, Terra Invicta is probably another game that I really should come back and have another look at. Original Sense saying it sucked before 7.0, talking about the X4 Foundations. I'm pretty sure it's X4 that I've got. There's X2 as well, isn't there? There's for something, I forget which one I've got. Anyway, it's I'm pretty sure that's the one. Been around for a while. Anyway, let's go back. We've got, so this is, yep, this is Against the Storm, Dark Fantasy City Builder. We must rebuild civilization in the face of an apocalyptic reigns. As the Queen's Viceroy leads humans, beavers, lizards, foxes, and harpies to reclaim the wilderness and secure a future for civilization's last survivors. This is, for me, this is, I've played some other city builders where I've been impressed by them, but nothing like Against the Storm. Like Against the Storm is as a game that's got like procedural generation within the actual within the city builder aspect itself, and so you end up with a really interesting challenges every time you play it, and then it's got like a meta game with this where you've got like where the Queen is trying to keep her empire together against this Blightstorm that sort of comes in, and so she's quite she's not good and not evil, but she's sort of like she can be both. And she's relying on you to build certain things, so she gets pretty angry if you're not effective, which is really quite cool. Anyway, that's the you can see they're very positive with recent reviews, 89%, and overwhelmingly positive, 95% for the for the life of the game, and a lot of people playing it. So this is one of these games really that is an amazing game. Like it really is, just as a city builder type game. It's funny, when I first started playing it, I thought I was going to hate it because of the cutesy type characters, but ultimately you need to be able to identify what characters you have doing different things immediately, and it does a good job of doing that. And we've got the CB was saying that hi Daz, surprise stream. Well, I didn't get up early enough to put it in I sometimes put up an announcement like hours and hours beforehand, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get up in time today. So, but I did. So it was only a 5-minute warning, basically. Any chance of going back to a stream 24 hours earlier, like before you got sick? This slot is smack in the middle of US workday. Any chance of going back to a stream 24 hours earlier? Not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean the announcement for it. Is that what you mean? Yeah, if you mean the announcement, if I'm confident I can get up, because I'm now working, it's sort of one of those things where sometimes it's like I do sleep a bit longer, like depending on the workload that I've got. So, and I was working solidly through until until basically 6 p.m. for me, and then finished at that point. So 6 p.m. and then it's now 3 a.m. the next day. So it's sort of like I'm not getting a lot of time to relax. To be honest, so it's sort of like it's one of these sort of times at the moment where there's just a lot going on, and so it's hard for me to sort of gauge. So I'm quite protective at the moment. If I can sleep, I will. Oh, hang on, you were streaming on a Sunday for a while, US day. No, I can't do that. So I can't do that for the simple reason that I do have early commitments. So today is pretty much the only day I can do this, and or on the weekend, like a Saturday or something like that would be the only other time I could actually go and do it. As you know, it would be a Saturday. It would be a Saturday for everyone else. So I sort of thought, look, I'll try to do like a mid-ish week one. Yeah. So no, I won't be able to do that. Sorry, that's I won't have time. If I was doing that one, I could do it for maybe an hour or so. But it would be difficult for me to commit to something with that. So sorry about that. But this is sort of like the one day that works for me, sort of like during the week. As I say, can do the weekend, but not the other one. So sorry about that one. Hi Eddie, how you going? Thought I'd point out that Soul Ash 2 is looking good, and Economics was just released. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen those. Anyway, we'll continue on with the Hooded Horse one, but Against the Storm at that was 30% off, I think, wasn't it? 50% off, that one. That's actually worth grabbing, so that's actually a good one. Manor Lords 30% off, which is only sort of just released, fairly recently. Very positive reviews on that one. That's just another game that I just haven't played. You'll find that I'll say that a lot with a lot of the games that are in here. I've got them to test, I've got them to sort of play, but I just haven't got into them for the. I just haven't had time to do it. Yeah. So sorry, CB. It's sort of. I mean, it's either Saturday or it's today. And even then, it's going to be more scratchy than it's been in the past. On both those days, actually, because I'm doing my other work when I can. So it's sort of it's a tricky sort of situation for me, unfortunately. Okay, Soviet Republic, another game that I haven't played much of, 50% off. Again, you can see there the reviews, like very positive for these ones in through here, very positive reviews back in through here. All their games seem to be absolute, winners when they do release them. Nova Roma, I don't know this one. This one doesn't look all that impressive to me. I'll just go through and let's have a look at it and see what it's see what it shows. Now, Kingdom Castles was a fun game. Actually, that's not bad. I'll take that back. This one looks actually pretty damn good. This is the aspect of the games that I don't enjoy, the disaster aspect of builder games, where it becomes a bit of a click fest, trying to sort of race around, trying to put out fires and stuff. I think I prefer to just build and relax. Yeah, don't know much about that one. Yeah, it's the only thing I don't like about it is those manufactured disasters. It's just, yeah, for me, it's just not something that I'm really all that interested in. Glory of Rome is at your fingertips. In the city building game where you must appease the gods, enact laws, and develop complex supply chains to meet the needs of your citizens. It's funny because I like wars, but I don't like natural disasters in these sort of games, or disasters of where you've then got to scramble to rebuild parts of what actually happened. Hi, Viren Games, how you going? Furthest Frontier I found to be more compelling, says Yamal. Yeah, of Mana Lords is cool if you want to mess around, but I'm really waiting for the AI player to be more worked out. Last time I played it was only off-map threats and bandits. Yeah, I know what you mean, and I think that will come, I think, with that sort of game. I think it's only a very small development team on that particular game. I remember being surprised at just how small the numbers were on Mana Lords. Yamal saying maybe it's like Caesar 3. It sort of seems to look like it, doesn't it? But the Kingdoms and Castles was actually a fairly cool little, fairly relaxing game. So I'm not sure if this will actually be as relaxing. Mike's saying City Builder in the Roman era seems really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of them though, and so I don't know what it's going to be doing differently, and I feel that the disasters will be the difference. Be even more disasters. So we'll see what happens there. And so Copy is saying anyone recommend games similar to Anno, but not made by Ubisoft. Good call. Good, interesting one actually. Yeah, Ubisoft is it's one of those developers that people sort of love to hate, and but the games like it. Gosh, there are games like it. I have only just woken up, so I can't think of them. There is one game. God, I can't think of it. That has got the supply chains set in the pirate era. I can't think of what it's called. I haven't got it, but it's one that I've seen, and people have actually, it's recommended fairly highly. Aries is saying, I wish we had a Roman city builder that actually made decent combat like Mana Lords. Yes. That was it's sort of funny. Like for me, it all starts with Settlers, the Settlers game. I loved the original Settlers game. Well, Settlers 2, I think, was the pinnacle of these Roman builder games, and I absolutely loved it. And I've always looked for games that gave me that same experience as Settlers 2. And I just I've never found it. Like all the Settlers games ever since Settlers 2 have not been the same. I like the simple combat of Settlers, just where you've had sort of basic soldiers and then sort of up to, only a couple of ranks up from there. It was pretty cool actually for what it was. And but then all the other sort of Roman city builders and stuff like that, I was looking for that Settlers experience, and then of course the combat was no good with games. Look, with most of those sort of games, and then whereas Settlers I thought was just a brilliant game, the original one, and then I don't know why they'd never been able to really replicate. I know there was a recent one, and I didn't even bother trying it. Maybe we'll have a quick look at that one. Let's just do a quick diversion across. We'll just do a Steam. And we'll just get a Steam, another Steam area opened up. So this is, we've now got a new one, Turn-Based RPG Fest, from now until October the 7th. I think we've still got our, I'm pretty sure, I might just double check that this other one is still actually active. Because if we do go back, Hooded Horse, if we go back to the publisher sale, yeah, that's still working. Okay, it's still working. I just want to make sure that it's still actually, because they usually expire. There's a new one. Okay, so we've got a new one as well. We could have a quick look at that one as well, I guess. Again, I'm not really into RPGs personally. I'll just middle click on that one just so we can have a quick look at it. but turn-based RPG. Yeah, maybe we'll deviate off into that one as well. So what was I going to look up? I was going to look up Settlers. They did bring out a new one. This one. Yeah, mixed. This is the trouble. 51%. Yeah, and Ubisoft. Actually, there we go. It's another Ubisoft game. What about Settlers 2? Is it even part of? Is it even part of Steam, or is it just too old? Settlers 7. Yeah, it's not actually. I'll look it up completely. It's actually the. I don't know why developers or anyone puts the word "the" in front of stuff. Settlers 2. No, it's too old for Steam. Okay, so and they haven't brought it back through. Right, come back for that one. It's got great supply chains. This is so you like Anno try Caesar 3 with the Julius mod, says Yamal. Hi Hugh David, how are you going? So Viren Games is saying, have you checked out Pioneers of Paganism? Seems pretty close to Settlers 1. I haven't. Oh, hang on, that might be the one I'm thinking of. That's oh sure, we'll just do another. I'll just do another. That's all right. Was it Pioneers of Pagonia? That was the one there, isn't it? So this one came out. Actually, it's nearly a year now since this one came out. Very positive. 83%. Thriving community that face dangers of untamed land, lead your people to success. Procedure generated dynamic world. This is one that I should have played and I haven't. Still an early access game. Yeah, Pioneers of Pagonia. That one I think is the one actually I was thinking of. So it's 75%, 83%. So that's actually not bad. Certainly better than the recent Settlers games. Let's just oh, yeah, from the creator of the Settlers.
Leaves you no solid ground left to stand on.
This is the one. This is the one.
Rely on your hope. That's what we pioneers say. We set out to find the lost tribes we once called friends, neighbors, and family. In order to build our home together. And to have a good time, of course.
Oh, yippee!
We find out what the mysterious fog has in store for us. Our people must be out there somewhere. Side by side, we face the dangers that lie in wait for us, whatever their shape or form. Because we are here to settle down, to grow together, and to turn Pagonia into a magnificent home for all of us. Take up the tools, pioneers. There's still so much to do.
That was the one. That's the one I was thinking of, but I haven't got it. I haven't played it, so I've just written it on my list of games that I should be trying to chase up, because that does look like it satisfies the old Settlers itch. So there we go. Yeah, Viren Games. Yep. So saying sorry, it was Pioneers of Pagonia. Yep. Mel saying I like Western ones, the older I get, because the Japanese ones you get away with playing mindlessly too much. I don't know what that was referring to. As in the city builders. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I've played. Well, I don't play that many city builders, but Copic is then saying, have a look at Underrail. It's a great city, great indie turned turn-based CRPG, similar to old Fallouts. Yeah, we've had a look at Underrail once before. I haven't played it. Let's go back and continue the Hooded Horse sale, because now we've got this turn-based RPG. Maybe we pivot into this, have a quick look through, and see what games are listed, and then go back to Hooded Horse. We'll do that, I think. Featured, browse games, free to play. There's to be a lot of them in here. Celebration of turn-based games where you grow stronger with every battle. Now, most of these I don't think I'm going to know, because I don't. Like, what's Blue Reflection? Oh my God! How is this? I guess it's a role play. I guess it's a role play game. So I don't know what we're going to get here. Anyway, I've got no idea what Blue Reflection is. Yep. It's if battle mode was in, I'd say it's probably a battle mode style game. Haven't actually, he hasn't been in here for a while, so we chat quite a bit, but it's anyway. So I can't slag off at him and be nasty. So I'm just going to go through the ones that I've actually heard of. Well, here we go. Age of Wonders, the old Age of Wonders, back in through here. That's interesting. Do they have the... let me just go back. Oh yeah, they've got different things in through there. Into the Void. Yeah, so it's interesting that they're actually promoting these old Age of Wonders. I wouldn't bother with them, to be honest. Like, this is even before Age of Wonders 3. So this is ancient. So I wonder if Age of Wonders, the new age... Actually, this is interesting. So 10% off Tactical Breach Wizards. I have tried to contact the developer here, only once, but I haven't heard back. And that's pretty much been consistent for years with this particular developer. I just never hear back from them. So I'm not going to chase that one up. But that's one that I overwhelmingly positive. So it's very, very positive with what's going on through here. But I just don't hear back from them. So... got no idea. Like, it's sort of one of those things where most developers will sort of get back to you, and but they just don't, and they never have, never ever have, because they've built some really, really good games, but just never ever hear from them. So anyway, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But and from what I've heard, that is a very, very good game. The only negative with Tactical Breach Wizards, and the reason I'm not really desperate to sort of get hold of the game, is that it's actually, you can see there and there, the third of the tags is story rich. So it's turn-based strategy, but in a curated series of missions. So there's no procedural generation. So it's not something that I was. So you do have to. It's like a puzzle for each map that you go through, and it's a curated puzzle. So it's always the same. This is my understanding from what I can sort of see with the game. So that's the one thing about it that I'm just not really all that interested in anyway. So, but other than that, yeah, it should be fairly cool. I'll just see if I can get down to like a list of games. A lot of these I've just never heard of, to be honest. There was one game in particular I thought we might see. There's Economics. Oops, something went wrong while I was splashing content. Click refresh. We'll just keep on going through. So this is all light browse games, and we can narrow by what? Actually, no, we'll just scroll through them, I guess. So Baldur's Gate 3, Warhammer Rogue Trader is only mostly positive, but that was actually, people seem to like playing that one from what I can recall. Xenonauts 2, that's interesting. Like, it is an RPG, but it's with a it's not there is a lot of procedural generation. So definitely. Xenonauts 2, that's another Hooded Horse game, so that's going to be in our other list as well. So that's 35% off at the moment. So maybe there's an extra. I think it was 30% off in their sale, and maybe you get an extra 5% by grabbing it in from in here. Age of Wonders 4, there we go, 35% off at the moment. Now I'm playing that at the moment on actually I'm uploading a series here on YouTube, but I'm also been playing a series on my Twitch channel, and it has been quite difficult. Thank you very much, Boy of Ginge, for the super chat, saying just looking at Blue Reflection has put you on a Crime Watch program. Hope you don't live too close to a school. To be fair, I didn't actually click on anything. It was just the what's it called, the modal pop up. So we didn't delve into it, but yeah, thank you very much for the super chat, very much appreciated. There we go. So we've got so Age of Wonders 4 there, 35% off, $45. That's Age of Wonders 4 has got so much polish in it now. It really is just amazing. It really is incredible. It's my favourite game of all time, and I say that now unashamedly. It's just incredible the replay value of Age of Wonders 4. So anyway, there we go. That's there at very positive reviews, which is great, and fair few reviews for Age of Wonders 4. So again, it's probably not as popular as I would have thought it would have been, but I will sort of say that one is definitely worth grabbing at 35% off. That's not insubstantial, so I think that's definitely a must-buy if you don't have it. And you don't even really need the DLC, but the DLC is extremely good as well. So anyway, that's Age of Wonders 4. XCOM 2, that's pretty old now, but 95% off. $5 Australian, so what's that? $4 US for XCOM 2. That's a must buy as well if you don't have that one. It's a little bit old now, like 8 years old, but it doesn't feel like it. It's actually, so that one is definitely worth grabbing. Wow, that's probably the best of the ones that we've seen so far. Actually, if you don't have XCOM 2, that is a must get. So I'll go back through the chats in a little bit of time actually. And we'll have a bit of a look and see what's. So sorry about missing any of the different things. Spellforce Conquest of EO. We did actually find out about this one last week. That there's more content coming that's going to make more random maps, which I think actually we might even click on that one. Let's have a look and see, because that could be quite interesting with the DLC that is coming. Will it tell us? Will it tell us? Demon Scourge. Yeah, that was in February. I haven't got the Demon Scourge, but there was an announcement, I believe. This is September 30th. Some to turn dreams into reality. We're thrilled to announce the exciting new expansion, Weaver's Realms for Spellforce, out today on PC. So it's funny, it's not actually in the list there, but so there's no special on this one here. A powerful new school of magic dream weaving. Enriches the Spellforce experience with an array of thrilling new features, including innovative gameplay mechanics, fresh units, diverse heroes, and a host of enchanting items. Dive into a brand new scenarios and embark on adventures that elevate the game to extraordinary new heights. So I haven't had a look at this, but I'm assuming someone said it was actually that it actually had now random maps, but it didn't say it there, and it's fairly major if that's the case. Yeah, I won't look at the at what it's sort of at the trailer. Maybe we will. Let's delve across. Come on. No, we're going to have to do it this way. God damn it, come on. Just talking about the different types of magic. Oh, hang on. Hang on, what was that we just saw? That was it, I think. Come on, get rid of all this stuff. Choose a shape of your world. Oh, okay, here we go. Path of the Circle. Start your journey as a young mage's apprentice. Can you tame the Allfire? It's the main campaign. Learn the game while exploring the main story in a guided experience or randomized. Choose the shape of your world. Okay, cool. Here we go. And that is the randomized world, I think. I'm assuming. Oh, okay, well, right. Well, this is awesome. Better go and put that on my list as well. It's had good mechanics as well, like really, really good combat mechanics. Okay, well that's a that looks really, really good actually. I'm glad we looked at it. I'm glad we looked at it because that does look great. So anyway, that's Spellforce Conquest of EO. Now 50% at the moment off. Let's just go back to here again. And so yeah, that one is also a good value at 50%. What else do we know about? What else do we know? Silence of the Siren, 15% off. That's only just come out. I haven't played that one. I've got it on my list actually to chase up. But it's one of those I'm not really all that like. I don't think it's going to be different enough from other games. It's not one that I looked at and thought, oh, okay, there's some really good stuff in there that I want to be playing. I wasn't that impressed with the way that the combat was driven. It was sort of like a bit old school, and I wasn't all that impressed by it. Like I like meaningful tactical battles, and Silence of the Siren didn't satisfy that for me. But I haven't played it, so I really shouldn't be talking much about it. Darkest Dungeon, so they're fairly old now. Again, 2016, 85% off though, so pretty cheap, but still XCOM 2 would certainly still be the leader, I think, in terms of the must-buys at this stage. There is actually a Darkest Dungeon 2 that has come out in recent times. Why on earth, like I know that we're going to go back and talk about it, but why on earth did they put that mirror game as a big feature at the top of this list? What's going on? What's going on over there at Steam? What are they thinking? What are they doing? I didn't know what we were going to. I didn't know what to expect out of this list, but there's some good stuff in here. There's War Tales. It's funny. It doesn't. It's just a list in there, but no, there's nothing. It's just on the. Like why are they even in here if they don't have the if there's not a special with it? That's weird. I sort of feel that if a game's not going to participate in the specials, then they really should be either separate from the list somewhere else, but they shouldn't be in the middle of it. Like if you're not getting any special from it, then why is it there? Why is it there? Let's just go to show more. What else have we got? Just see if there's anything else. Here we go. So we're getting to some of the weird and wonderful ones now. Tormon. That looks like Pokemon. Anything great? I'll do one. Oh, Jagged Alliance 3, 50% off. That's actually good. That's good as well. Again, great little game, that one. I haven't played much of that in recent times, but I really did enjoy it when it came out. I think it's had some big updates recently as well. Battle Brothers. I'm waiting now for Menace, which is their new game, which will be coming out soonish, and Menace is also a Hooded Horse game. It's kind of funny seeing so many of these games that are that Hooded Horse has got their teeth into. But Battle Brothers, great little game. But Menace, I'm really looking forward to. Wildermyth, wow, what a great game this is as well. This is you can see overwhelmingly positive for Wildermyth. This is if you're wanting a story, like an actual story that's completely procedurally generated, Wildermyth is your go-to. There's no other game like it. It really does stand alone. It says story rich, but it's story rich in a procedural way. So if I was reading those tags like party-based RPG, choices matter, story rich, and turn-based tactics, I would actually be feeling negative about it because of the story rich aspect of it. It would be something that doesn't really wouldn't really interest me much, but the story rich in this case is procedural story, and it does an incredible job of that. So that does look amazing. We're going to be looking at Menace in a little while, so don't worry, guys. We'll come back to that one when we had a look at the Hooded Horse games. For the King, this is actually fairly old now. Again, not on special, so let's not reward it. Gloomhaven 60% off is pretty good. That's actually a good value. There is a newish version of it, DLC, that came out. I haven't got that. I have again tried to contact a few times the Gloomhaven devs, and they used to be quite responsive, and they haven't been, because I do want to get hold of. I might just put that on my little list as well. Gloomhaven, there we are. Terminus Zombie Survivors is supposed to be great. This only just came out as well, 25% off there as well. Actually, I might put that on my little list as well. Yeah, that was one that I saw and thought, oh, that looks pretty good as a zombie survival game. There's some good zombie survival games out there, and that's one of the better ones. XCOM Enemy Unknown, 90% off there again as well. So this is even earlier than XCOM 2. I would just bypass that and go straight for XCOM 2. But there we go, 90% off that one as well, which is great. I'll do one more, and we'll just see if there's any gems in this next little group as we sort of go back through it. Now, Backpack Battles is only 10% off, but this one I believe is pretty good. I haven't played it, but it's something that I did hear was actually not too bad. Rest of Loathing, that's also supposed to be pretty good as well. 62% off, overwhelmingly positive there. That's supposed to be quite cool, but I haven't played it. But anyway, that's also fairly cheap at the moment. So we've got the, if we just go back up, I'll read a few of the comments now. Sorry guys, I know that we've missed a fair few of these. It's always the case when you've got sort of like a strange mix. So we'll just go back up the top where we had the Blue Reflection. I know there were some comments about that one. So what have we got? We've got Blue Reflection is like Atelia, I think. Atelia, I'm not sure what that one actually means. Age of Wonders 1 and Shadow Magic are so great. They were so great, but they are. I could never play them again now. Never play them. Series is saying Age of Wonders 1, one of my favourite games, still worth it in my opinion. But do you still play it? In reality, do you still actually play it? And I know I just wouldn't be able to play it. It was my favourite as well. Age of Wonders 1, Shadow Magic, all of those games were my favourite for a long period of time, like incredibly long period of time. And even when Age of Wonders 3 came out, I was so disappointed in Age of Wonders 3 in comparison to the earlier games. But in the end, I couldn't even go back to the Age of Wonders 2 type games because of Age of Wonders 3 graphics. And in the end, I stuck with Age of Wonders 3, learnt to love that as well. And then Age of Wonders 4 came out and absolutely blew my mind, because Age of Wonders 4 is built very heavily on Age of Wonders 1 and 2, with lessons learnt from other aspects of Planetfall. So it sort of it didn't borrow as heavily from Age of Wonders 3 as some would expect, I guess. That's why I think Age of Wonders 4 is just such a great game. I love that in Age of Wonders 4 they're bringing back all of the old Age of Wonders 1 and 2 characters as well, and they do a good job of making them meaningful. I think they've done a great job of Age of Wonders 4. So where did we get up to? Procedural generated Conquest of EO hype, says Jesse. Yes, I think that is something that looks really cool. So Yamal saying, do you like Conquest of EO? Haven't gotten to it yet. Yes, it's the only thing I didn't love about it was the fact that you were playing on a static overmap. And that was the only thing. Everything else about that game was really polished, so I did really like it. Johan saying, get myself Shadow Empire, really like the theme. Yeah, Shadow Empire is again an incredible game. It's in terms of procedural generation of a planet and then battling across the planet is again nothing like it at all. So Copix is saying can't wait for Xenonauts. I think you mean 2. Not a fan of playing early access titles. Okay. We'll talk about that when we go back. Like we're going to be deviating back now into the oh wow, 75% off. I'm only joking. when we when we go back to Hooded Horse, we'll definitely get into talking about Xenonauts 2, and I'll try my best to explain why it is worth grabbing that game right now. So Hugh David saying announcement coming tomorrow for Age of Wonders 4, possibly. Yes, I know that's coming very, very soon. There's supposed to be a new DLC, which I'm actually happy about. So Johan is then saying I can recommend Off-World Trading Company. It's not on sale, but it's a little gem. Yeah, that's fairly old now. Kopik's saying I got the Shadow Empire as well. I feel overwhelmed so far. Bit too much of a war game for my taste. I think that's what I like about it. It is a very, very pure war game and plays very much like that as well. It does have a mix of all sorts of different things, including role play in it as well. So it's your Rogue Trader is really good, says Diamelio. It's the best Warhammer 40k. Oh, I don't know about that. So and then Jesse's then saying I'm going to go back to Rogue Trader this week. So and Jesse's saying new DLC looks cool. Johan is then sort of saying it's kind of relaxing. I like the art style. But I'm not sure which game we were talking about then. Saying Master of Orion. I'm not sure which one actually is. Brigandine is saying Xenonauts, XCOM 2 or Xenonauts 2 though. For me, Xenonauts 2. For me, I think it's the better game, but it's one that's only just come out, of course. Doesn't have the development team that Xenonauts 2 actually that XCOM 2 had, but still is I really like where Xenonauts 2 is actually heading. Yeah, Weaver's Realm was a DLC. Came out today, says Jesse. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the Conquest of EO. Yeah, I'll make contact and see if I can get my hands on that one, actually. Johan's saying you should play Imperium Galactica 2. Isn't that really, really old? Everybody's saying XCOM 2 because it's complete. Don't waste time on early access. No. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about it. There is a lot of negativity around Xenonauts 2. And so just be aware of that. Don't buy it until we've spoken about it. Because you still may not like the idea of it when I explain why it's where it actually is. So Kopik's saying, yeah, Xenonauts 2 for sure, but yeah, I would wait for 1.0. I wouldn't, and I'll explain why. Terran Victor, very fun, says Yamal, if you've wanted Dominions, but instead God powers, you had rockets to fight aliens with Terra Invicta. Yep. So, sorry, I'm still a little way behind here. Talking about Menace looks so beautiful. Yeah, Menace it's going to be interesting. I've got some misgivings about the way it may be done, but we'll have a look at that in just a minute. I'll just skip past a lot of this. Sorry, guys. I'll just keep on going through. We didn't get to Geneforge yet. I was hoping Daz would share his thoughts on those old Spiderweb games. I'm not sure about that one, sorry, at all. Hi, Drexy. How you going? Saying BR2 to BR1. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Free Age Wonders 4 is very good. I like the books a lot. The books? I don't know the Age Wonders 4 books. Drexy's come in and immediately been told off for spamming, but anyway, that's just the way it goes. I do have a like a blacklist of people that the Nightbot's supposed to check on, and Drexy's on that list. So there we go. So I step back and see you back on the Crime Watch program. Yes, I know. It's why would they lead off turn-based RPG? Why would they lead off with this? I just don't get that. What the hell? Anyway, this is recommended for me. Shit, what have I done to warrant this? Oh my god. How is that recommended to me? I'm logged in, aren't I? Yeah, I'm logged in. God, this is unbelievable. None of these interest me even slightly. You know, it's sort of funny. The only game that sort of is that is close to this style, which is a really, really good game, is what is it called? What is it called? It's in here somewhere. It's an incredibly good game, but it is in that sort of style, in that sort of JRPG sort of style. I can't think of I can't see where it is. But it's an amazing game, amazingly good game, and I can't see it there. It should be in this little listing through here somewhere. Brigandine. Brigandine is unbelievably good. So let's have a quick look back at that. We'll do a search for Brigandine. And that's one of the games I thought, oh yeah, okay, that'll definitely show up in there, because that should be part of that list. So this is this here came out only a couple of years ago, but this is an amazing game. But it's full of JRPG characters. But the actual base game itself is phenomenal. Like it's I mean, if I play play this one here and the combat is unbelievably good. It's, you know, very, very pure in the actual in the tactical combat that it actually has. And you've got all this role play aspect in it as well. Pause it there. I mean, this is where, like, the actual characters in the game. I'll just explain this bit of it, because it's a game that I love. The actual base game itself, the combat is unbelievably good. The battle map is not random, so that was a bit of a negative, but there's different ways you can play the game. So I didn't mind it. And then they've got all these different characters. You can see there's just heaps and heaps of them in here. Nearly every single character has got a mission / dialogue / interaction unique between every other character. And this is just the characters from this particular group, but they have the same thing across all of them. And so when they actually meet on the actual battle map, they do actually have their own, it's not procedurally generated story, but they've got their own unique story. So there's incredible depth to the actual role play aspect as well, which is just phenomenal. And like, I tend to skip over that aspect because I just want to get to the fighting. But in this case, I was blown away by just how intricate that whole system was that they had built in for the dialogues and the interaction between the different characters. And it was unique. It was really nothing else like it. So anyway, that's so there we are with that one through there. So we've got but Brigandine. If you want an actual role play game, that is unbelievably good. It's got a ton of replay value, simply because the characters, the story that you have, there is an overarching sort of meta story that sort of play out depending on how you then go and how you decide to actually sort of start the game. So you've got like different missions and things, or a different mission for each game that you play. But it's a really solid game, like really solid. You can see there. 6 major powers with more than 40 bases, 100 knights. Now that's the characters and 50 types of monsters. So when you've got the different knights, the knights are the characters. So you've got 100 characters that interact with each other. So in a different sort of way. So if you're into role play games, this is actually not a bad one at all. As I say, I was extremely happy with the actual the combat mechanics in this game. It was very, very, very cool actually the way it sort of did work. Anyway, that's Brigandine back in through there, but it does actually certainly have characters that are very much in that JRPG sort of style. Now, I don't know if I'm getting these recommendations because of that one game, but it's the only game I've got that's even similar to it. Anyway, so yeah, Jumalson saying it up there that saying Blue Reflection might be a good RPG, but JRPG, but JRPGs are too easy. I think it's I don't know what that actually is. Legion of War, says Michael Duss, and when we were looking at the actual thing, Legion of War is a game I really enjoyed as well that no one else liked. I guess that's also a bit sort of cutesy if we have a look at Legion of War. That was I think it's just called Legion actually, not Angel Legion. If that's one we were talking about. Oh, Legion War, here we go. Legion War, which had little sort of funny characters as well, but this is a very hard game to play. Very hard game. Go back to Legion War and through here. This is again a game I really, really like a hell of a lot, and like really enjoyed playing this one like a lot. If I'm traveling, this is one of the games that I have on my Android, like on my tablet, and I'll just play it in aeroplanes and stuff like that. It's quite hard though. Like it's not an easy game. It does have like random maps, but it does have a cute sort of aspect to it, which when people look at it, they think, no, that's not serious, not a serious game. But it actually does play out very, very well. So I do like this one a lot actually. Legion War still being updated, but you can see there that little cat creatures and stuff like this. It doesn't appear serious, but it actually is very, very good game. Yeah, that's another one that possibly would be in that sort of aspect, I guess. So Villavex saying maybe it'll awaken something in you if you play it. Hi Matthew, how are you going? Eris is saying Brigandine does not have nearly as many anime girls as that blue game. This is saying apparently Does Tactics and I have the same secret inner desires. There we go. Why did I buy Troubleshooter when this exists? Brigandine looks way better. Brigandine, I can't give enough praise for that. I did a series on it actually a little while back, and really enjoyed it. Like thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't quite finish the game off. I've got to finish off the game, and I just have never got back to it. But it was a really cool game. So where are we going? We've got Sticky Wicket saying when it comes to anime style games, I've got lost in Disgaea 5. I don't know that one at all. Tactics Ogre might count for some. Yeah, actually I've heard of Tactics Ogre, but I think I've got it, but I haven't really played it much. Actually, no, I don't think I've got it, because that's not a PC game, is it? Am I getting it wrong? I may be getting that one wrong. Michael's saying, really wish you would like story-based games more. There are so many good ones. Yeah, sort of one of the reasons that I don't do them is it becomes a walkthrough when you play them instead of an actual... what I like to do is show procedural games, because every time you play it, it's going to be different. And so there's different challenges for a procedural game. I think for me, it's so much more engaging, because... you can't focus on the click here and click there type aspects. You've got to focus on the actual underlying principles behind the game, which I find so much more interesting than make sure you go into this little spot behind this barrel and you'll find some stuff. And for me, that's not really the way I don't like playing those sort of games. Sticky Wicket saying, Dad's one of your favourites. Big update to Crawl Tactics today. Okay, that's interesting. Let's have a look at that one. This is another one that I am very, very impressed with, Crawl Tactics, which has had a big update to version 2. So version 2 of the game is still the base game. 2.3 major update. This update is aimed at diversifying the existing events. Okay, so Alignment is no longer automatically increased when killing bosses, but will now change based on event choice. Additionally, female models have been added to the demi-human races. So added more events, event spawn conditions added. Killing boss, yeah, there we go. So there's not that much there. Yeah, because version 2 has come out of this game and has really enhanced the game a lot. So if you've got Crawl Tactics, that one is also, this is an amazing game for a procedural puzzler type combat game, which does a good job with that one. So anyway, that's thanks for that one. Yeah, that is a great game as well. So Yamala's saying Daz is so close to playing Fire Emblem right now. Again, Fire Emblem is not one you can get, is it? Like, Fire Emblem is not a PC game. Yeah, it's not there. So otherwise, I would definitely be playing it. Because but that's a Nintendo game, I think. But yeah, Fire Emblem is a game I think I would like, based on what I've seen. Yep, so Aries is saying Daz is allergic to pre-written stories, but is a fan of organic procedural stories. Yes, that's very well put. That's exactly what it is. Pillars of Eternity, yeah, original sin, even Wastelands 2, just to name a few. So Siggy is saying, a fine story-based game subvert my own imagination. I like a loose plot where the story occurs is unique in my own imagination. That's where Wildermyth, I think, is just so good. Like Wildermyth we spoke about before is a game that really is exceptional in that sense. Although it does build the story for you. So what do you think of the new game Block Strategy? Where's that one? I do actually have it. I haven't played it. Block Strategy. Now, what did I not want with this one here? It's only just come out. RTS-based defense roguelike with a fully destructible world. Build your base and find... Yeah, I haven't played this one yet. I've got it in my area for testing, but I haven't actually played it. Like I said, I've got it in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It was under embargo. I'm not sure when it came out of embargo, but it would definitely be out by now. So that's one that I just haven't actually played. So I haven't got to that one yet. So that will be on my list at some point. I'll just go back this way. All right. So hi Sabosco, how you going? So so Yamala saying Tactics Ogre is on PC now. Okay, so let's have a look at that one. Tactics Ogre Reborn. Actually, it's been out for a while, hasn't it? I'll just view the page. Yeah, it's only mixed. Yeah, I don't have this one. I think when I saw it, there was something about it I just wasn't really looking. I think it's not random, is it? It's not random battles. I think when I saw this, and then I saw something like Crawl Tactics, it was like, oh yeah, Crawl Tactics, absolutely, it would be the one I'd be interested in playing. But this one, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like I don't mind these little sort of battle type games where you've got like a fairly pure tactical battle experience. All right, so anyway, let's continue on. So this channel is like a treasure trove for whoever's doing market research for strategy games, says Aries. So you might say, no, it's not. So Drexy's saying, check out Telepath Tactics Liberated. So Telepath Tactics Liberated. I haven't heard of this one. You've got to be careful with Drexy's recommendations. It's likely to be one of those, what was it called? Blue Reflection type games. No, it's not. Very positive. There we go. Oh, this looks... it's tiles instead of hexes. That's a bit of a negative. It's a little bit like... yeah, when did that one come out? It's a bit old. Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother with that one. Anyway, let's go back to the Hooded Horse sale. We've done the turn-based RPG. and we've had fun at my expense at the recommendations from Steam. I don't know how it recommended those. That's my story. I'm going to stick to it. I really don't know why it recommended those. All right, so we've got Nova Roma. Now, Beyond These Stars, this has been out. Because this has been out for a while. Or am I thinking of something different? Because this looks pretty good as well as a city builder. Another city builder from Hooded Horse. So we've gone through Against the Storm, best city builder I've ever played. Manor Lords is like another city builder essentially, but I haven't played much of that one. Soviet Republic I haven't played much at all, but this is people do highly recommend that one. Nova Roma we had a look at before, but Beyond These Stars, this is actually an interesting one. So it's supposed to come out this year. Yeah, actually, mate, I'm thinking of a different game. I'm thinking of a completely different game, but this one I am aware of this one. This one looks very, very cool. I'll just let's have a quick look in and see what it's got in its trailer. I really like the look of this one. So you mine the whale, the oil from the whale. Yeah, this looks good. And again, I think it's procedure generated on the back of the whale. Why is it on the back of the whale? I've got no idea. It's probably one of those things you can imagine. What could have they been doing just before they had their meeting and said, let's make a game where we go on the back of a space whale? How do you end up there? Looks good, doesn't it, this one? Yeah, so that's not here yet. There is another game similar to that. There's a couple of games similar to that. There's another game that also is got delayed, which Airborne Empires, which looks very, very good as well. Similar sort of feel to it to a degree. Norland, of course, 35% off at this stage. That's good value for what it is. This has only just come out very, very recently. This is a game I've really got to play. I just haven't played it. Clanfolk is another game I've just got to play. Very similar to Norland. This is 50% off. This one came out in 2022. But that is a very, very good game. Like a Scottish version of Rimworld. Now, Whiskerwood is another one. It's coming soon. This is one that looks very, very interesting again. So establish a home for your industrious mice under the oppressive paw of your cat overlords in the city builder. So again, very similar to the Against the Storm, I guess, to a degree. If we have a look at this one here. Is this the Anno killer? Potentially. Well, it's pretty good actually. Three-dimensional as well. Like it's actually got the it's got an interesting aspect about it actually. I like the look of this actually with that mining, three-dimensional mining. That looks like a combination of Factorio, like almost not Dwarf Fortress, but almost their Dwarf Fortressy sort of style of thing with the mining. That looks very, very cool, actually. I do like the look of that one. I'll just get back out of there and leave that one alone. We'll just go back out. That one's coming, so it's not on sale, but it is on the list. Empire of the Undergrowth. I haven't played that one. 50% off at this stage as well. Cataclysmo, 35% off. What a great game this is as well. This is really, really cool. Like if you do like sort of tower defense type games, they've done a great job of this. This is probably my favourite, even more so than this. What's it called? There's a sort of like a medieval builder one as well, but this one I really like a lot. This one is really quite cool. Nebulous Fleet Command. I found this one just too. I found it too difficult for me to actually be able to figure out what was going on. I haven't spent much time with it, but it's one that apparently if you do, it is actually quite a rewarding game to play. It's also 50% off. Falling Frontier has been delayed, I think. That was supposed to be out already, I believe. I'm looking forward to this one. This one looks great, but again, very, very small dev team on that one. And Fragile Existence, again, same sort of deal in through there as well. This one looks very, very good with the... almost like with a Supreme Commander sort of style approach to it, I think, with the different sort of planetary bodies that you're sort of then working on. But it does look good. It looks looking really, really forward for that one to coming as well. Breachway just came out this couple of weeks ago. In fact, about a week ago. This is a card builder, like you can see, a roguelike deck builder, strategy RPG, set in space. Very much got FTL type vibes to it, but it is actually really, really well done. So I quite like this game. I don't usually like deck builders, but in this case, it makes good sense with the way it sort of does work. So it's a fun game, actually, Breachway, where you've got like a lot of choices you have to then sort of go and make. So I did put out a video sort of showing that game off, but that one's 25% off already. Super Fantasy Kingdom. This one I would grab as well, but I don't know when it's supposed to come out. It looks very, very simple. So I don't know how long that would actually then take to play each one of those. And Drill Keeper as well. No idea. I've never heard of this one as well. So looks like maybe a Dungeon Keeper style game. In fact, if it says Drill Keeper, it's going to be definitely a Dungeon Keeper style of game to play, which would be cool. I do like Dungeon Keeper. I did like it, the original. All right, then we've got Xenonauts 2. Let's now talk about it. 35% off. Why would you get Xenonauts 2? Let's just go into this one, and I'll talk about it. I won't play the trailer because you'll notice that it is in early access, so it's an early access game. And as many of you have actually sort of said, that wait until version 1 comes out because it's not finished. And so that's actually the biggest one that this one has is there's no end game yet. So you can only place a certain amount of time into the actual game as well. The reason that it doesn't have an end game is because they keep on getting feedback on things that would improve the game. And so what they do is, if I see if I can find if I go into the community hub, because what they have done is they have pushed things back. Yeah, so this is everyone's complaining about what they're doing. The milestones, where would it be? Maybe under news? I've got different releases in through here. These small numbers aren't that big. They don't bring things with it, but it's often like the milestones, like milestone 4 does. But I'm not seeing the change log. Oh, sorry, not the change log. The plan for it. Yeah, this is prototype release. This is experimental. That's 4.2 release. This is okay. That's still not sort of showing us what we need to see. I'm not sure where where it actually is to get the roadmap for the game. But anyway, they were supposed to have already have the end game in by now, like according to their roadmap. But what they found was that as people were playing the game, they were getting lots of feedback about what could be improved in what they'd already built. And so what they made the decision to not track forward, which is what most other games would do, is they think, okay, well, we made a commitment, we're going to go and add these ships in, and these ships, and these ships, and get to an end game scenario. Now they're moving towards that goal, but they're not moving as fast as what they originally thought. And the reason for that is that when they develop something and release it, they then sort of start working on the next bit, but then they get feedback on what they've just released, and they polish it. And they polish it and polish it and polish it. And so you end up with a great game experience when you're playing it. So even though it's not a finished game yet, the actual process of the way that they're developing it means that you having a lot of fun with what they're up with how far they've gone with the actual game itself. So, and I've got no problems with the way that they're doing that, because ultimately it means that this game is going to be a great game. Just because you can imagine if they had a track through their roadmap and not gone back and done the polishing, you're going to end up with a mediocre game across the range of everything. So I really do applaud that they've taken a very hard decision to actually go back and polish. And they do bring out a lot of, you can see there's a lot of different releases coming through. So it's under very active development with the game. Now, there was another like 2 years ago, I think it was, because this game has been in development for a long period of time, like a hell of a long period of time. And you end up with maybe 6 to 8 months of just hearing absolutely nothing. And then there'd be some this is before it got released even into early access. There was stuff that it was just really slow development and extremely slow. And then Hooded Horse did get involved at the end of that process, and then they started to then sort of track their way through it at that point. And I can't fault what they've done, to be honest. So for me, I do recommend the game, even though it's not finished, and even though it's in early access. I like the way that they're developing it personally. So for me, it's actually a big thumbs up with the approach they're taking. I applaud the fact that they're actually developing something that's going to be great and spending the time to do that, rather than just to rush through the roadmap that they had for the game and just build what they have. And having said that, there's already a hell of a lot of content now in the game, and they've introduced just recently in the milestone 4, we ended up getting like a whole lot of different aliens that have come in, which are quite difficult to contend with. Different ships are coming in as well. It's just not finished, that's all. Hugh David saying on Xenonauts 2, I agree with your view about their approach to new development. It's a recommendation for me too. Yeah, I really like it. Copic saying Door Kickers 2 is stuck in never-ending development. I hope they will finish that one day. That's a good game as well. Hi ZXM, how are you going? Rex is saying I bought it ages ago but not played it, as I'm waiting for it to be more complete, as it seemed to be patched every other week. It is patched all the time, but it's but really, like, it is extremely playable. It's only the milestones that you probably want to start again with. So I would just let it go until it gets to like milestone 5. So there is actually a plan of attack that they go through. When did milestone 4 come out? Because that was milestone 4 released. That was back in July, I think. Where did we get to? Yep, this one, this version 4.12. So there was still there was experimental releases back in through there. So this was, if you have a look at some of this information, milestone 5 and beyond. Milestone 5 is going to be our most important update so far. The goal is to allow the player to unlock and complete the final mission. There we go. So we're getting close. We are close to the final mission, meaning you'll be able to finally play the entire game from start to finish. This also means that this update is likely to take quite a long time in its development cycle. It's probably going to be a larger update than milestone 4. It'll also include most of the remaining gameplay related items on the roadmap and revamping the second half of the story. That means that they're going to, see, for example, let's see if we can find the actual milestone 4 information. Is that it there? Harvest the UFOs. Different aliens came in this one here. different aliens, battle suits came in, different sort of battle suits, game rebalance. They do a lot of game rebalance, balance changes. This is all the stuff that they then sort of changed in this version of it. Air combat was tweaked, tactical combat was tweaked. I like it. I like that they're just going back and polishing and polishing and polishing. One thing that they did add, and I don't know if it was in Milestone 3 or Milestone 4, is that people had so much fun playing against the other human faction that they made that more, and that was not part of the plan. The plan was to have like a little intro mission against the, I forget what they're called, but the humans, there was like humans that support the aliens. And so they basically, it started off with just a small plan to start off that way as a tutorial and then get into the actual game where you're fighting the aliens. But people enjoyed playing that so much that they actually expanded that. And that was not part of the roadmap. That's what I mean. They go back and think, oh, okay, people really like this aspect. Let's go and build this, and end up with a whole other area of the game, which is not part of the plan. That's why I recommend this game. So that's the reason why. Because they are not following the roadmap. So tactical combat, almost 40 new maps have been added, further improvements. I forget what they're called. So various doors from auto closing, cover. Yeah, it's just cool what they're doing. You know, like they're just. It doesn't seem like much, but God, it makes a difference when you play it. It really is an astoundingly good game to play, and because of that polish. Anyway, I do highly recommend it. It's even though it's still in early access and they're still working on the roadmap. So, but what they've like, even they're not called the Harvesters. I forget what they're called. I don't think they're called the Harvesters anyway. But there's a group of humans that you end up having to fight, and they fleshed that one right out. Instead of working on the end game, they fleshed out something that was early game, and yeah, big tick for me for doing that because it makes the game more fun. Okay, so. Yeah, Cop Kickers, and so yeah, I bought it as well, but waiting for Milestone 5. That's fair enough, I think. Aries is saying I also applaud that they are taking the time with development, but personally I don't have time to be their beta tester. Others can do that while I play hundreds of other feature complete games. I would argue that if you play the experimental branch, yes, you are beta testing. If you don't play the experimental branch, you are playing the current stable version. So even though it's not complete, it is. I don't see it as beta testing. It's not. It's not something where I feel compelled to write in, and I do with other games. Like other games, I do feel compelled to contact the developer and say, "Oh, look, you probably should look at this, or this," but not in this case. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth. Cleaners, there we go. The cleaners, says Castanar. Yeah, the cleaner, the whole cleaner mission has now been enhanced and expanded dramatically. So it's really quite cool. So I don't mind drawing out development. I'm just nervous to buy it because the first one was pretty rough around the edges. Yeah, look, it looks similar, but it really doesn't play that way. It's an incredible game, as I sort of said before. Really well done. So Kurosami is saying, have you played Songs of Silence? Not much. I was surprised at how well made it is. The artwork is fantastic. It is the thing that. I played a fair bit of it, but not a hell of a lot. I haven't played enough of it. Highly recommended trying it out, says Kurosami. Yeah, look, Xenonauts 2, I would highly recommend that one. That's for me. That's it's going to end up being a phenomenal game, and I do like that they've done what they've done with it. To be honest, so let's just go back out to see where we got up to. Menace coming soon. We don't know when. It does say 2024, but it may not be. These are from the guys that brought us Battle Brothers. Now, there are some things in this that I'm not sure how they're going to play out. If we have a look at this one here. Now, actually, I'm probably going to run out of time to do the giveaway today. So, because I do have to get going, so we won't have a giveaway today, unfortunately. I'll have to change I've still got the Gladius game to give away. That's the only one I've got left at this point in time. So look at Menace. I love the bobblehead with the Battle Brother thing on it. I love those sorts of little things. Right, so I'll go through my misgivings about what I've seen, because I don't know much about the actual game itself. So first of all, actually I'll just go to these sorts of screens and we'll just talk a little bit about what we're sort of seeing through here. So we're looking at a tile map. So it's actually going to be tiles, not hexes, and I always think I always feel that games are lazy when they're sort of done that way. I don't know if the units will actually move like across the like at their own pace, or whether they have to move through the tiles, but from what I can sort of see, it looks like they just move through the tiles. So we can see if we can find some movement. See how it's definitely tile based. And I've got to say, like, they're fighting at different angles, which is good, but again, look at how square everything is. I know it's going to be procedural, and I guess it makes it easier to do procedural generation this way. But this reminds me very much of games that were like 10 years old at this stage. So that's my fear for the game, is that it's actually not going to be as polished as it possibly could be. We're looking again at tile base there, but we are looking at least that they don't have to fire across the tiles. The animation of that is really looks bad, like it looks old. Like, you know, just kicking the soldiers out of the way. And some of these as well, the animation doesn't look that great. Like it did make a deviation there, which is, does that mean that it's not, because if it's tile based, it would go straight ahead. So that's a positive, the fact that it actually deviated. I don't know why. Yeah, is that coming? That's coming in at an angle, actually. So that's actually good. That's a good sign. That means that maybe the actual units don't conform to the tile, and it's just the map itself. It's a bit like, in that sort of sense, I almost compare the game to Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector, where Battle Sector is also built on a tile system for its maps, and the units do play in that tile system, but it's designed to be played that way. And when I first saw Battle Sector as well, I had the same misgivings, but then the actual gameplay has made me feel good about that particular game. I'm really looking forward to this game. I'm being critical based on what I'm seeing. So you can see there, even the style of graphics of this, it's not. There's nothing unique about the individual units, and I think I would have liked to have seen some differences in there. They're all firing at exactly the same time, so yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it a great deal, but I do have some. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's the gameplay that's like all the other stuff we saw there initially is not gameplay. That's all just cutscene type stuff, which doesn't count. It's only the gameplay that really does matter. So there's strike force against an alien threat in this turn-based tactical RPG from the developer. So the fact that it's a turn-based does make you again think it has to be tiles. They have to use tiles. Answer distress calls from across different worlds. So there will be a good procedural generation. Deploy tanks and mechs and plan and execute missions in detailed turn-based battle. So I'm really looking forward to it. But just when I see the quality, particularly that last little bit. Like this bit in through here is all cutscene, so this doesn't count. Like if this was the game, hang on, let's just zoom it up again. If this whole first part where we've got like the that the CRT type screen type thing is not the game. In my understanding, this is not the game. This is just cutscene. Cutscene again, but it's still based on tiles. Cutscene. Cutscene again. This is not the game. Not the game. It's cutscene again. That's not the game. That's cutscene as well. That may be a model from the game, but I don't think it is. I think it's still just cutscene. This is all. This looks to be cutscene, maybe based on some things from the game. So the only thing we can really start to to evaluate it on, that's cutscene, I think, is this. So from this point forward is what we can really sort of evaluate. And again, we're looking at the tiles, etc., etc. So anyway, hopefully I'm completely wrong with my fears, but they are my fears for the game. So anyway, I thought I'd just explain that. So it's very much looking forward to the game, looking forward to trying it. But that's the one thing I'm just, when I see the actual footage of it, it does leave me a little bit hoping that it's actually going to be that those fears aren't going to materialise, and that it'll be done in a very, very good way. I have confidence because everyone involved, like the developer and the publisher, it should still be good. But anyway, Sithil's saying hexes are also tiles, hexagon tiles. They are, but it's, for me, particularly when you've got movement. If you have if you're trying to track movement through vehicles, whatever it might be, and you've got like an allowance in a turn-based game, in a tile system, to go across diagonals is awkward. So I'm just sort of I'm hoping that and usually when it's got tiles, it's a bit lazy with that sort of aspect. So there are games that it does work well with. Like for example, even like the Warhammer 40,000 game that we're just talking about before. That one does work well because it's almost like a chess type sort of style of gameplay. Would that one be better with hexes? I would argue yes. And similarly with this one here, I would be thinking hexes would make movement feel more natural, even though it would make the actual the placement of buildings a little bit more difficult. So for me, the pathing I think would be better with hexes. But I'm just speculating on what I've seen. I've got no other information about that one. Yeah, copying and saying hex all day long. Yeah, hexes for me, when I see a tile-based game, my first response is this is lazy. Is when I see a square tiles. Mars Tactics is a game I'm really, really looking forward to. I'm the only one that I know of that actually really wants this one. This is something that I've enjoyed playing the demos of this one a lot. It's really, really interesting actually. Now this is also tile based, but again it's not supposed to be realistic in any sort of sense. It's fully destructible terrain. You've got your different sort of soldiers. So it's a much simpler style game. So I'm very forgiving of games like this that are tile-based, just because of what they do. It's a very cool game, this one. Can't wait for this one to come. This is going to have, we haven't been able to play a meta game of this one yet. We've only been able to play tactical battles, but it works well. The tactical aspect of this works very, very well. So it's going to have like a construction or city builder sort of aspect, but then you've also got amazing tactical battles with this. This is probably one of my most highly anticipated games of the year, to be honest. I'm so looking forward to this. Yeah, we've got this in the tactical battles aspect of it, and you've really got to plan out your missions as you go through. And the fact that it's got procedural content in it as well, I really like what it sort of shows. So you can sort of create your own cover. How can anyone not like this? Why aren't you as excited for this game as I am? I love what this game brings. I just absolutely love it. I enjoyed as I said before, I really enjoyed the demos that they've had. It's been a while since I've had a demo for it, but I really, really like it. Kind of somebody saying, how can you criticize the graphics in Menace and then say this looks good? What do you mean? This looks awesome. No, this one's trying to be cartoony. So this one is set itself up to be in this style. Menace is setting itself up to be more realistic, and so yeah, I do like, you know, in terms of the immersion of Menace, I'm expecting more. So anyway, says you can lead the corporate army. Yes, you can. It's really this is an amazing game. Actually, what does this one give us? Not sure when this one came out. Choose your faction. You got to build, then you've got to fight, basically. But the fighting is very, very pure. I don't know why they chose this music. That's a negative. It's a very unforgiving game in terms of how to actually play the tactical side of things. Just so much you can do. The dynamic progression, love it. And then we've connected battlefields with your group. I'm going to keep on pumping this game because I think it's going to be awesome. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Expect much more comments about this one as it gets closer to release, because I think it's going to be a great game, but it'll probably be under supported. Terra Invicta, we spoke about that one before, or that was mentioned before. I haven't played it because it's just so hard to actually show it. I'll just quickly go through some of these. I'm running right out of time now, guys. So we've got the old world back and through here. Again, this is people either really like it or don't like it at all. It's sort of one of these interesting games. What I like about it is it's like Civ, but without the ages. I hate the ages in Civ. But one thing people don't like is the way that the stories are developed in the actual game itself. Again, I haven't played a hell of a lot of it, but I've liked what I've played with Old World. So 50% off for that one through there. Heart of the Machine is coming soon. That's going to be interesting as well. It's a simple game, this Heart of the Machine. I did play the demo of this one some time back. I think I did a video on it. It's interesting because you actually are the machine, and you are then trying to sort of do different things. It's almost like you're trying to then sort of take over like a city, and like the demo didn't have a real lot of content in it, but it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know if it's a game that I would like. I definitely would be looking much more for Mars Tactics than that one, but it does look good. Espiocracy is sort of like a political type game. I've got serious interest in these sort of games. I know that a lot of people like them. I just don't like them, and so I won't be bothering covering that one there. Little combat games like Sons of Valhalla. People really enjoyed this one. Actually, it's only mixed, it's saying, down through there. I thought it was actually one that people did like. The way that I saw some videos of other people playing it saying they really enjoyed the combat. A game, I've got the game, but I haven't really played it very much. Every Day We Fight, I don't know anything at all about this one through here. And then Capital Command as well, don't know anything at all about this one as well. This one looks pretty cool though, actually. From what I've seen of this one, I won't go into any depth with that one at this point in time because we do have to wrap things up. CRPGs. So we've got Hex and Hunters coming soon. No idea what this is. And we also have So the Way of Wrath. This is actually one, we might have a look at this one, because this one I think is got some interesting mechanics the way it works. So forge your path as a Bronze Age tribal chieftain, this epic strategy RPG. Lead your tribe in a fight for survival against all odds of the elements, time, and a relentless foe trying to seek to wipe your people out. It says, and a relentless foe seek to wipe your people out. That doesn't make, it's not good grammar, of that one. 10 days left to the attack. Okay, so yeah, probably not my type of game, to be honest. It's too role play. I thought I saw something else about that game that was interesting, like, you know, that interests me. Let's just keep on going back down. Where do we get up to? Then we've got management games. So Blacksmith Master, no idea what that is. Junions looks like a city builder. Yep, simulation city builder. And then Fata Diem actually looks interesting as well. This one is a god game, like where you essentially are a god. Again, don't know very much about this one, but that one, from what I've seen of that one does look interesting. Just released Breachway, of course, and Against the Storm with the frogs. We spoke about those before. Norland and Cataclysmo. I've really got to say, I was so impressed with this game. It was just such a surprise packet in terms of the way it sort of delivered everything. So, yeah, I do recommend that one as well. There's so many of the Hooded Horse games are just great. Anything new in there that we haven't spoken about? Actually, here is, like, some of these DLCs are very cheap. That might be worth getting as well if you haven't looked at that yet as well. Wishlist more. Yeah, definitely Mars Tactics. Guys, you have to wishlist Mars Tactics. I do have it on my wish list. I've got Menace on my wish list as well. Actually, there's a few of these I should actually be putting on as well. There's some good stuff coming. Anyway, that's the publisher sale for Hooded Horse. And yeah, sorry guys, but we won't have time today. I do have to get going, so I will have to leave it there. I'll just read through the comments, just see where we got to. Also, actually, I've got to say as well, like different publishers have different impact on the development teams that they work on. And I do want to, now that we're talking about Hooded Horse, I do want to sort of say that my understanding of the way that Hooded Horse works with their development teams is that they really work as a support arm more so than an actual, like, I'm sure that they must be, you know, giving investment capital and stuff into the actual games themselves. But from what I can gather, they're much more interested in actually getting good games out than getting, you know, than getting things out on a deadline. And you can contrast that to a lot of other publishers. Like there certainly would still be things that have to be done and deliverables done on a certain time factor, but I like what they do in the sense that I think that they sort of give a lot more leeway to their development teams to actually produce good quality games than sort of being too constrained. Just from that's what I noticed from the outside looking in. I like their philosophy. Not that I know what their actual philosophy is, but from what I can see from the outside, I just like the way that they work. So you know, I do have a lot of respect for the way that Hooded Horse actually does their publishing. And look, I deal with a lot of publishers as well that are in the same sort of boat, where they are extremely supportive of the development teams, and it's a difficult time in gaming at the moment. There's a lot of companies going broke, and so it's sort of it's cool to be able to sort of see publishers like Hooded Horse, that actually will, that can actually sort of do what they do in these sorts of times. Like, as I said, there's all sorts of games that are failing at the moment. We've had, like, just this year, the big ones for me are Kerbal Space Program 2. It's collapsed completely. Again, from on the whim of a publisher, that sort of has gone. But then you've got other ones that were sort of self-funded, like what's it called there? I always forget the names of these things. If I just get back up the top, Solemn Infernum. The developer from Solemn Infernum is like that. I'm still hopeful that they will come back and do what they're going to do. So that's, but they've had financial problems as well, so they've had to go off and restructure what they do as well. But I feel that Solemn Infernum, I feel that will eventually come back, with the same development, at least certainly under the same development direction. But Solemn Infernum, I think, was self-published. I think so, but yeah, certainly. I don't know if I've even gotten rid of Kerbal Space Program, because it's just not going to be. Yeah, I think I've still got it in my system somewhere. Anyway, that's sort of not really going to matter that much. Actually, there's the demo for Beyond These Stars. I don't think it'll still work though somehow. So Mike's saying this has been an excellent stream. Thanks, Daz. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but I literally woke up and came down and saw it. I had 5 minutes to go and saw it. Oh my God, Hooded Horse has got a sale on. Actually, no, I saw it yesterday. Sorry, before I went to bed, and I thought I'm going to do a ChatTactic. We'll have to talk about that one. But it has been a fun one. It's been pretty cool. ZXM was saying I'm an old world hater. Buyer's remorse from me. Where did we get to? Sorry, I missed a fair few of these comments here. What's the game like Battle Brothers? Well, War Tales. Actually, yeah, War Tales. Actually, I can't remember who the publisher is on War Tales. Fata Diem was the one that's like Black and White. Yes, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So Fata Diem is going to be the God game, like Black and White. So been wanting to see more of that one, says Noble Tour. Mike said, saying, yeah, been an excellent stream. Thanks for that one. Reader's then saying, Daz, if you could wish for a game, what would it be? What would it be like? Age of Wonders 4, basically. I just love those games. It's sort of funny. Actually, if I could wish for a game, Age of Wonders 4 ticks so many of my boxes for me. Like, it just really does. It really does deliver so well. I like seeing games that, like, if Age of Wonders 4 could be played more quickly, I think that would be even better. Like, it's just that the tactical battles in Age of Wonders 4 can take like half an hour or an hour, to play it just one tactical battle. And that's going to be the same with Mars Tactics as well. Like, Mars Tactics is not going to be a simple little game to play. It's going to take some time. So yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of funny, because then you've got things like Crawl Tactics, which they do play out very, very quickly in a very, very pure way. So there's a whole combination of different sorts of games. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yamala saying good games will make you money forever. Sort of, yes, but then there's also the rub, and I do feel sorry for publishing companies that have invested and have to get a return, and so they have to then push games out. And the one that always stands out for me as a game that could have been so much better. It's still great, but it could be so much better under fantasy is where are we? Warlock 2. I love this game, absolutely love it, but I love it because of the modding that's been done to it, not the base game. The base game is good, but was rushed. It was and that was again the publisher. That was Paradox that published that one, but they needed the game out, and so the game was released before it was ready, and it was So that's one that just didn't live up to expectation. But then you also then have other games where the devs can't deliver on what they promise as well. So it's not just the publishers. The publishers always get the raw end of the stick, basically, to whenever anything like that goes down, because they're putting pressure on to make money on the game. But the devs also have to deliver, and that's where, again, with things like Xenonauts 2, I've got to say I was worried when Hooded Horse did take that over, because I was thinking, how on earth can you, because they had spent so long building Xenonauts 2, like the hype around Xenonauts 2 before anything was even released in early access. It was years and years of not much happening, and so that was a game that had the potential before we've now seen the recent history of the game, but before that it was like, oh god, that's a real stretch to actually to support that game because of just how long it had been in development before anything had actually come out. But I've got to say, look, and that's another reason when I've seen what Hooded Horse and the guys putting Xenonauts 2 together, like it really has worked incredibly well with the game that with the game that we're sort of getting from here. It's a really cool game. Anyway, I won't keep on going through there. Bibicus is saying, looking forward to Xenonauts 2 Menace and Mars Tactics, which all have square tiles. That's true. Oh, that's true. Okay. Touche. I'll take that. You've scored a big point there. A big point. General is saying, as long as Hooded Horse doesn't become a stock trade company, they should be fine. I hope so. Yeah, I know what you mean. But they're good. They're good people to deal with. As I say, I deal with a lot of different publishers, and I like everyone I deal with, to be honest. There has been some that I don't deal with anymore, that I never really particularly enjoyed dealing with. But all the ones that I do deal with, I do enjoy. So I find everyone's wanting the best ultimately. Okay, so email saying, see Dask, very cool saying. Yeah, no, it looks good with the Hooded Horse stuff. So it looks very good. Civ 4 is the same for me. The modding is the reason I like the game. The base game I do not care for. Yes, I know what you mean. So Albastur is then saying, hey Daz, I'm sure you already talked about it, but Ara History Untold just launched. I haven't played it. It's on my list. I've got a whole big long list of games actually, which I've got to contact, and Ara was one of them, and I haven't contacted them yet. So that's on me. So sorry, I can't really talk much about that one. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching. Sorry we don't get the chance to do a marble run today, but I have run out of time, and so I better change the title to not be giveaways.